What's up, deckheads? Full disclosure, as a 90s kid, I was raised on the X-Men, Iron Man, and Spider-Man cartoons, so the Marvel franchise has always held a special place in my heart. Needless to say, when Marvel Rivals was announced, it more than piqued my interest. I'm going to review Marvel Rivals and tell you whether it's worth your cash or is just plain trash. Although, being a free game, I guess I should be saying worth your time or just a hate crime? I don't know. Anyway, a word of warning. Throughout the footage in this video, you will see me playing with my big black deck. That's right, I test out Marvel Rivals on my OG 1TB unmodified and routinely polished Steam Deck to show you just how well your deck can perform under pressure. As always, if you enjoy the video, then give it a thumbs up to help others find it, and hit that subscribe button, and give that bell a bit of a tickle so you don't miss out on any future Deckhead content. Okay, without further ado, let's get started.
You are safe now, my friend.
Marvel Rivals is a team-based online third-person shooter that draws immediate comparisons to Overwatch, thanks to its gameplay format and vibrant roster of heroes and villains. The game pits players against each other in fast-paced 10 to 15 minute matches across 3 distinct game types. Convoy, where attackers escort a convoy to checkpoints while defenders attempt to halt their progress. Domination, where teams battle to control an area, earning points while it's under their control. And Convergence, which is a variation on Domination in which one side captures a point while the other tries to prevent them within the time limit. The mechanics are straightforward yet engaging, offering accessible gameplay for casual players and enough depth for competitive ones. Much of the terrain is destructible, which can lead to some rather ingenious strategies in a well-coordinated team. Marvel Rivals taps into the vast Marvel universe, offering a roster of heroes and villains that feel true to their comic counterparts. Whether you're smashing through defenses as Hulk, or flying through the air as Iron Man, raining down repulsor blasts on your unsuspecting foes, the characters' abilities reflect their iconic traits. The roster is already expansive at launch, drawing upon many characters spanning across the far reaches of the Marvel IP. The likelihood of additional characters being added over time bodes well for variety and player engagement. The team-up bonuses, when using predetermined combinations of characters, are also a nice touch, providing either active or passive bonuses and also encouraging players to try new characters outside their comfort zone. I tried out Thor for the very first time just to take advantage of one of these bonuses, and I'm glad I did, because it turns out I play a somewhat decent Thor. Either that, or the other players just need to get good. On the Steam Deck, Marvel Rivals controls smoothly using the default gamepad layout, though competitive players may find themselves at a disadvantage against those using a mouse and keyboard. Enabling gyro as joystick significantly improves aiming precision and somewhat helps to bridge the gap, but it will still leave deck players at a disadvantage. Matches are well paced and strike a good balance between intensity and fun. The quick play mode occasionally features best out of 3 rounds, adding variety to the experience. The game is a lot of fun, but like all other competitive online multiplayer games, Marvel Rivals' longevity ultimately hinges on maintaining an active player base. Given the Marvel brand's massive appeal and the game's free-to-play model, with microtransactions for season passes and cosmetics, there's potential for long-term success if the developers consistently provide fresh content and updates. On the deck, using the default Proton will prevent cinematics from playing, but this is easily remedied by forcing the game to run on one of the more recent versions of GE Proton. If you haven't already, I strongly recommend installing GE Proton via the Proton Up Qt app from the deck's desktop mode. Even though Marvel Rivals can still run without it, there are sometimes games on the deck that only launch with GE Proton. Marvel Rivals runs on the Steam Deck with the game's default high graphics settings, maintaining about 30 frames per second for the most part. Unfortunately, the performance is marred by frequent frame drops and occasional complete freezes lasting 1 to 2 seconds. And let's face it, nobody likes a laggy deck. These interruptions are frustrating in any game, but particularly detrimental in a competitive online shooter. However, I've found lowering the in-game graphics profile to low, changing super resolution mode to performance, and upscaling on the Steam Deck to fix the stuttering. but the frame rate still did fluctuate. Considering the game gives you a warning when launching that your graphics card won't be able to support it, that's pretty decent. Speaking of launching the game, Marvel Rivals comes with its own launcher that will require you to use either mouse or touchscreen controls. It's not a large problem on the deck, but more of a minor annoyance. It's also worth noting that the anti-cheat used in Marvel Rivals won't result in a permaban for Linux users, which is always nice. Battery life is limited to about 1 hour and 15 minutes, which is on par with similarly demanding titles on the deck. While the game is playable, the performance issues make it hard to recommend to serious competitive play without further optimization. Marvel Rivals brings exciting team-based gameplay and a beloved roster of Marvel characters to the Steam Deck. The core mechanics are solid, and the game's free-to-play model, with a strong likelihood of ongoing content updates, could help it to carve out a lasting player base. However, performance issues and the game's competitive nature are likely to deter many Steam Deck users. For Marvel fans and casual gamers, it's worth checking out on the deck. Competitive players, however, might find the performance hurdles too frustrating to overlook. If you haven't done so already, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to join our community of like-minded deckheads, where deck picks are always welcome. See you next time, deckheads.
'Twas but the stress.